Hello, everybody. My name is Sneaky Snake. Today we are going to be diving feet first into hell and doing a Knights of Santiago profile review. These guys have amazing lore, their models are absolutely amazing, and their profile is also absolutely amazing. They're some of my favorite units in the entirety of the Infinity game, and I can't wait to talk about them. So without further ado, let's get into it. So first, we've got the profile here. I'm going to be going over the pros and cons of the profile, and kind of like what each loadout has to bring to the table. So first off, we've got a very solid stat block, 23 CC, 14 BS, 13 PH, 13 Whip, 4 Armor, 3 BTS, and 2 Vita. So what does this amount to? This amounts to a heavy infantry that can stick in the midfield and not die, which is excellent. They also have 14 BS, which a lot of Pano players take for granted, but it is truly amazing, and it allows you to take bad gunfights. Um, so yeah, overall, just super great stat block. They have a 360 visor. This allows you to stick in the midfield. You can protect the backs of your other fire team members, or you can just protect yourself. Helps you not get outflanked. Generally, 360 visors have been overpriced in the past, at least in N4. But the Knights of Santiago was always a unit I was happy to pay for it on. And they continue to use the 360 visor all the time. So, yeah, super great unit. Um, the next thing is stealth. Stealth allows you to move past repeaters without getting hacked. Allows you to move through the midfield without provoking ARO dodges and like ZOC dodges and whatnot. So, yeah, very useful. They are specialists. This allows them to do objectives. It adds to their classified capabilities, so always a good thing to have. They have, I would say, decent martial arts. Um, it's not amazing, but it is good enough to where people who are actually good at martial arts don't necessarily want to run up and take a fight with you. So for that reason, it is definitely a pro because it keeps people off your back. They are wild cards, so they can fit into any fire team. So that's really nice. And finally, they are really good at classifieds. These guys can do so many classifieds, especially the hacker or sorry, the KHD. And yeah, I mean, if you're playing highly classified, you need at least one of these guys in military orders because they will just do so much for you. Um, for the cons, first off is Frenzy. I would consider Frenzy a slight con. Um, so it really does reduce the BS capability of the Santiagos, which kind of stinks. But it does give you an impetuous order, and if these guys are in the midfield already, the impetuous order can be kind of nice. So Frenzy is more of a side grade in a lot of games that I've played because I end up using my impetuous order on them, and it ends up working out for me. But yeah, really depends on the person. I know a lot of people don't really vibe with Frenzy as much as I do, so yeah. Um, their second con is that they're slow. They are 4/4 movers. It's not a huge deal, but it does mean that there are a lot of games where you are lagging behind your other knights. And especially for the KHD, having the extra 2 movement from like a 6-inch move would be really nice because it means that like your zone of control matters a lot more when you're a hacker because you need to be able to like get into repeater range or get into range of like another hacker or whatever. So yeah, for that reason, it does kind of stink a little bit, but it's not too bad. Um, the next thing is that they have poor BTS. So the reason this is kind of a bad thing is because really they have to have a tin bot. If they don't have a tin bot, they're going to be suffering because yeah, 3 BTS is just not enough. Like you'll get hacked super easily. So you really have to be taking them with a tin bot. Um, I mean, it's not the worst. You could be like the old hideouts and have 0 BTS, but yeah, it's still not amazing. And then finally, they have mild CC. I kind of went over this a little bit, but yeah, it just means that your offensive CC capability is rather diminished. You can obviously fight things like Fusiliers, but yeah, against like other troopers that have solid CC, you're you're just really going to struggle. So yeah, for that reason, I would just wouldn't really recommend running into CC all the time. Okay, and now to go over the profiles. So the first one we have here is the non-lieutenant Spitfire option. Just a good gun, pretty cheap, not much to say. They have nano pulsers, Spitfire, EM grenades, and decharges, so they can do classifieds. They can chuck EM grenades at people and isolate them. So yeah, super nice. The Spitfire with the BS-14 is really great. You're gonna get a lot of kills with that. Obviously, it's not like AP or anything, so this isn't like some sort of like apex gunfighter, but he's really solid for what he brings. The next one is probably the most common profile, and that's the Knight of Santiago KHD. He has a multi-rifle, nano pulsar, and a 10 bot with the D charges. So yeah, this guy is super great. He's probably the best of all of the Santiago profiles, just because the Tin Bot is great on a wildcard unit. It means that you can throw him into any link. He's adding the Tin Bot. He's giving them extra BTS and a minus um, to hacks and whatnot. And also, he has a multi rifle, so like by himself, he's actually a really solid gunfighter. Um, his KHD capability is a little bit diminished by the fact that he has a baseline killer hacking device. So punching through units with really high BTS is definitely a struggle. Um, but yeah, with that being said, he's still really nice, really solid unit, and yeah, he can definitely do a lot. Um, we have the two combat jumpers next. Don't take the non-KHD because it's bad. Um, I mean, it's not bad. It's just like there's literally no point in taking it because the KHD is only two more points and it gives you offensive hacking capabilities. So yeah, you're already hackable. Might as well take the KHD. This one is good. It's a little bit worse than it used to be because Super Jump recently got nerfed, so now you can only use it like really once every turn, um, or every move. So yeah, they're a little bit worse, but they're still really solid. If you fail your combat jump, you're still pretty fast. You can get up to the midfield pretty quickly. So yeah, pretty solid unit. I don't take them super often because I just prefer the KHD on the ground with the 10 bot, but some people like them, so. And then finally is the Knight of Santiago Spitfire Lieutenant. This guy is the same, except he gives you a 1.5 SWC decrease. Um, I really like this Lieutenant option. He is tanky, and he is just also a really solid active piece. So why not? I find I end up using him in like the second or third turn as a backup gunfighter, and he always does work. So yeah, super great unit. And then finally, we're going to be going into their fire teams and uses. So the usefulness of them in a fire team comes down to the fact that they are a wild card, so they have a lot of flexibility there. They can do classifieds and objectives really well. So that's a super awesome thing. They have Timbot access, which is really important, especially because MO has a lot of HI. They need Timbots. These guys have Timbots. And finally, the Spitfire is kind of like a one man army. He can shoot people with the Spitfire. He can isolate and immobilize them with the EM grenades. He's got a template weapon, the nano pulsar. He's a specialist, so Ro can just do everything. So yeah, for that reason, they are super useful. The first fire team I have here is one. It's a Harris team with Joan, a Hospitaller Doctor, and a Knight of Santiago. Uh, this team has two peer members, so you're getting the +1 special dice. And the Knight of Santiago is really here to bring along a tin bot and to bring along killer hacking capability. Um, yeah, just a super solid addition to the link, and he really boosts Jones' capability because he can walk through and clear out hackers for her. So yeah, very good addition here. The next one is a duo of two Santiagos, the first being the lieutenant and the second being the killer hacker. I really like this duo. I take it a lot. It's just very useful. In a lot of games, I kind of whip it out in turn 2 and 3. I start moving them out of the deployment zone, and they just have a lot of ability to run into the midfield and clear out like midfielders. They can punch back against people who have overextended. And on top of that, they're very hard to remove from the midfield because they have a KHD and Tinbot, as well as really good gunfighting capability and solid CC. So yeah, overall, just really solid duo. And they can do like objectives and classifieds super well. So yeah, I would really recommend taking it. It also allows your lieutenant to have a tin bot and to be relatively immune from hacking. Obviously, if an anathematic walks up, good luck. But that's kind of this the case for like every lieutenant. So yeah. And then finally, the last fire team I've got here is a Harris team with two Knights of Santiago, or sorry, the two Teutonic Knights, and then finally one Knight Santiago. It's very similar in build to the first one. It's kind of just like a we have Joan at home type link, but yeah, it's really flexible. They have an NCO order from the Spitfire to move up and take fights. Um, the Knight of Santiago can move up with the team and hack for them. Tonics don't have stealth, so having somebody to remove the hackers is really nice. Um, yeah, and also like it's really cheap. So if they all die, it's not that big of a loss, and they're going to be really hard to kill in the meantime. So yeah, very, very good link. I've taken all of these a lot. I really like using them. The Knight of Santiago is just super great. I wish there were more profiles of him because I would take them. I just like love the base profile so much, and the loadouts are super interesting and cool. So yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you gained some Santiago knowledge. And yeah, I will see you in the next video. Bye.